Hey guys, John Brown here. Welcome back to Explore Park City Living. Today we're sitting in a house that I'm closing on for some clients today. So I thought I'd give a little market update and a little deep dive into this deal. And the market update is there are deals happening in the market. I know there are definitely people seeing price cuts, but houses are just staying on the market longer, not really seeing fire sales, but every now and then you'll get a zinger of a deal, and it's that kind of market where it's slow, it's more opportunistic. So when you look at, in aggregate numbers over all of Park City, you might see, up, a couple percent, etc. And obviously every single neighborhood is a different market and has like different things going on. Like you could be in the Colony where there's an insane amount for sale. I don't know exactly right now, but I think it's like 17 for sale or something. Where last year, I think like 13-ish sold. Again, these are just a roundabout numbers. And the year before that, only like 2 or 3 sold. So when you see 17 in the Colony for sale and they're not selling, but then in the same breath, I'm saying high end market in Park City is popping off, that contradicts itself, right? So this whole market is a bunch of segments of smaller markets that have a narrative and like have an explanation for like skewed numbers. And then also when you're talking about, sample sizes of like 10 or less, then that in itself is a skewed number. So really what I'm trying to say is the market has a million different markets, but in overall, it has been slowing for the past, 2, 3-ish years, 2023, since rates went up. And even though so many people say that demand in Park City and Park City numbers don't reflect interest rates because 70% of the buyers here don't buy with a mortgage, they're cash buyers. A lot of them still, portfolio loan or get debt somehow, some other way, rather than just buying it with a conventional financing. Also, it's really hard to get conventional financing over $5 million. So there's that too. But the high end has been propping it up. It's that K-shaped economy. I mean, I was just in a meeting talking about Vail Resorts as a company as a whole, and it was a Wall Street analyst putting it on. So it was very interesting to see that. They're also seeing the K-shaped economy and pricing power on luxury, ultra luxury, especially. And we see that in the houses here, right? The low end of the market, it's dragging. You'll see, numbers coming down when you get away from town and in that lower price point, under 2 million, under 1 million, really. And that's that interest rate sensitive buyer, that price point buyer that is affected, that, maybe didn't have a bunch of assets before COVID and then everything shot up and their like income didn't proportionally shot much. And so people that held assets are really in a great area. And that is most of the people in Park City. So we are in a good area. No one is like fire sale, That being said, there are deals though. Market has softened. People are trying to still get post-COVID prices and it's not happening. People are sitting on the market longer. Some of them are getting to the point where they're like, okay, I have to be realistic. I need to drop this price way more than I thought to actually get it sold. But the majority of people are just sitting at the price that they want. And if they don't sell it, they don't sell it. Most people in Park City don't need to buy and they don't need to sell. So it's fun being a realtor when no one really needs to do anything. But anyways, that being said, most of the market is stable. When you look in aggregate, market's not really down, but you can pick out sellers that are motivated and it's more opportunistic, and it is kind of a K-shaped economy within the real estate here, where the luxury has pricing power because those people have assets in it. They have seen it grow. Stock market, even though it's teetering right now, it's with oil and all that, and capex for AI, it's still really close to all-time highs. So people in Park City don't need to sell, but every now and then there's somebody that is going through something that does need to sell. And if they've been on the market long enough, they'll have seller fatigue, and you will have all the negotiation power because the amount of deals happening are definitely less. Things are staying on the market longer. And if you do find that one-off, seller that is motivated, you can get a great deal. I'm sitting in this deal right now. One of the best deals I've actually ever sold. They started off at 2.6 million. And honestly, if they put it up for 2.3, they would probably gotten close to it. Off the bat, boom. But they wanted 2.6 and they start chasing the market down and they start getting more desperate and more desperate. And they're like, wow, I really do need to sell. And at the time that we wrote the offer, the list price was at 1.975 or 1.995. I think. I'm not going to disclose, what the sale price was. It's a non-disclosure stage, and I don't have permission from the buyer seller, but we got a great deal off of that additional. So that, and it's move-in ready. Everything is nice. It came mostly furnished, sitting in all the furniture that they left. The ADU, because this is on an acre of land, which is also kind of hard to come by land in Park City. It's on an acre of land, all xeriscaped. Every inch of the property is maintained nice, xeriscaped, upkept, and a full accessory dwelling unit, 999 square feet. That is the limit for Summit County for ADUs. So you got the biggest that you can build. Also on the property, it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, with huge vaulted ceilings, and it's just bring your toothbrush. I mean, silverware is included, layers, everything in there came with the property. So that is huge value there. And because it's brand new and it's all nice, vaulted ceilings and everything, you can charge a premium for it, which is great when you come into rental numbers on this unit, which makes me super excited about this individual sale here for this property. The main house we're sitting in, amazing views. You can see the UOP, all of Park City and Beaver Valley, expansive views here. And this house is 3,600 square feet, 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, I believe. Yeah, it's an amazing house. This would probably rent for 6,500, 7,000 a month. The ADU, somewhere around 4,500 a month. When you put those together, you got 11,000 a month. Times that by 12, you divide that by the purchase price, and you get a 7.5% gross cap rate, which is unbelievable in Park City. You never hear that in Park City. Park City gross cap rate, which is just gross rents divided by purchase price, not including, taxes, mortgage and insurance and, maintenance and all that. I don't calculate that in because I just do quick napkin math to figure out, values and what is it rent? Is it a good rental? But yeah, usually it's around 4% Park City. And why we have low cap rates is because, well, first of all, higher cap rate usually is a riskier investment. That mixed with we're in a high appreciation market. When you look back 20 years, so that includes not only COVID. So you think, oh, that's skewed because COVID. No, it also includes the Great Recession. And so it's got the ups and the downs. And so over the past 20 years, in Park City in general, I think it's 7.6 or something like that year over year appreciation. But I did it per neighborhood a couple of months ago, or maybe it was last year. I noticed that Silver Creek Estates, this is not Silver Creek Village. Silver Creek Village is a bunch of townhomes and single family homes all chopped up and slapped up. They're going for great value. They're very cheap sale prices for what you get for a single family house. I mean, I sold one a couple months ago, and you're getting under 900,000 for a brand new single family home, fenced in backyard, right under 3,000 square feet. So that's huge. To get a single family home under $1 million in Park City is unheard of. But that's Silver Creek Village. That's totally different. This is on the other side of 80. This is right where 80 meets 40. And most of the lots out here are 10 acres plus. This is 1 acre. We're right next to some of the commercial zones. So, value kind of takes a hit there, but it also, for a rental standpoint, I think is a plus because your walking distance to the grocery store and restaurant. Yeah, there's some office buildings across the street in the LA studio, but you can barely see them. But that being said, Silver Creek Estates and downtown, so Old Town, both had almost 10 year-over-year appreciation when you go back 20 years, which is mind-blowing. Which my thoughts are, Old Town, Park City, that's the heartbeat of Park City. True value is, most of them are ski and ski out or walking to skiing, and then you can walk to restaurants, bars, boutiques, art galleries, etc. And so like that's the culture, that's the main attraction, that's like downtown, we walkable for everything. So that makes sense. That's like the heartbeat of Park City, and it has been for a long time. Now it might be shifting towards East Village, but we'll see how that turns out in the long term. I think rising tide lifts all ships, so I don't think downtown is going to not be the heartbeat of Park City anymore. I think that's a topic for a different video. But anyways, I also think Silver Creek Estates has also increased year over year at one of the highest rates because you get land, and land in Park City is really hard to come by. So a lot of these lots out here are 10 acres plus. And this being on 1 acre is actually a lot of land for Park City, especially for under 2 million, which, the list price was under 2 million when we went under contract on this. So not alluding to anything, but an acre for under 2 million is a very good deal in Park City. So that being said, there was a smoking deal here, and they are out there. Just time to be opportunistic. It's exciting for buyers right now. And if you're a seller, like, there are still people that will pay the price. The opportunistic buyers have to wait and have to keep searching, and it's very time sensitive. I mean, that's why you have an agent looking out for you. So if you want somebody always looking for deals and trying to find you the best deal, reach out to me. My info is in the description. I'd love to help you out and get you a great deal just like this. This works for my client. This is exactly what you wanted. We got a great deal. So not only that, we were able to negotiate a very smooth process for him. Leaving most of the furniture was one of the things that made it smooth for them, as well as some other things that I'd love to do for you if I represent you. But yeah, so it's more time and effort in digging in and putting out offers and actually seeing who's willing to play ball. So there we have it. That was kind of a long rant, but I haven't gone off the cuff and done just some video of what I was thinking, rather than we're gonna talk about this development or this thing or this that. So leave a comment if you like this content more, where I just kind of talk and maybe go on side tangents. but yeah, wrap up this video with a few shots of the house. See you guys. Peace.